Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to another My Music. Now, this is being recorded on Election Day. So I am going to vote for good music. There you are. That's what I'm voting for today. You can go and vote for whatever you want to, but that's what I'm going to stick my pin in. That's the mast that I'm going to hoist. I'm going to be speaking to TUUDI about good music any minute now. But first, let's have this little video from the Analog Trash Bin.
Keep on, don't stop. Keep on, don't stop. Keep on, don't stop.
TUUDI, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Where are you coming from?
West London.
West London.
Yeah.
Have you managed to get out and vote yet today, or are you going to vote
Yeah,
later
I have
today?
already this morning.
Oh, got in there early.
Yeah.
There you go.
Make sure it happens.
I was quite surprised. I never read the polling card before it, polling day, other than, oh yeah, there it is. That I had to take my passport with me today to clarify that it was me. I can't remember doing that in previous years. So I think this is something that they've started doing of late, a newer thing. We used to just rock up. I think we even just used to, scribble on a bit of chalk board,
Oh,
and
really?
well, it used to be far more lapsdaisical, yeah.
Yeah.
But seeing as they're encouraging more people to vote, I can't understand why they haven't got it into an app yet. Do you know what I mean? It'd just be so much easier, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be so easy.
Yeah,
Probably
especially
get
now you
more
can.
people voting.
Well, wouldn't they? And especially as nowadays you can do like apps where you can verify, using a passport photo, whatever, that it's you.
Yeah.
Just think that's, come on, people, get with the times. Let's have an easy way of letting people vote. Do you think? I'm not going to hold you on politics, but do you think more young people are voting this time round?
Yeah, definitely. I think there's more people like active in protesting and things like that. There's a lot going on with our country and stuff. So I think tons of young people are going to vote.
Yeah, and it was and the good thing is, for all of that, is that it's a nice day weather-wise. I can see you've got lovely blue sky there. It's
Yeah.
certainly nice in the southwest of England as well, and I think that kind of encourages more people to get out, because if it was peeing with rain, people probably wouldn't. But there we go. Talk to me about music. When did you first start writing?
So I guess I first started writing when I was 12.
Wow.
I was like a really, really quiet kid. Like I wouldn't speak and stuff. Like I was so quiet. And then so I'd go to school and be really quiet all day. And then I'd
that
come
was
home.
me. That was me
And then
at school.
yeah. And then I'd just be creative outside of school. So I'd just go home, play the piano and write songs. That's how I started.
Yeah.
Does
that shock? Now I'm going to ask you, does that now shock people that kind of knew you as a quiet kid, now when they see you like on Instagram and you're sat on a train and you're giving it all of this and you're singing and whatever, and they go, really? Is it? But she was so quiet when she was young.
I kind of like moved around schools a lot, so I didn't keep in contact with many people.
Right.
But I do like now, even now, sometimes I'm quite quiet, and then people are like shocked that I do video throwing around a tire and stuff like that. That just doesn't seem
Would
like
you
the same.
call yourself an introvert, or would you see yourself naturally as more of an introvert, or do you think there's just periods where you feel like you're a quiet person and whatever, and then you can become an extrovert through your art?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like it's really important to take the time to like sit with your creativity and learn things and listen to things around you and just be an observer,
Now, listen, I've got to ask you about what you've listened to really, growing up, because in terms of the kind of music, I love the kind of music you make, by the way. But it for me, it strikes me you probably, outside of general pop music and that other things, you probably listen to some quite interesting bands, so, or some artists. So who have been kind of fundamental to you as you've grown up in terms of, oh, that shows me I can do something a bit different?
Well, I grew up like listening to like Gorillaz, actually a ton of like different genres and stuff like that. But
Mm.
actually, I trained in dance and then I was like
Right.
obsessed with choreographing. So that's kind of how I got into researching music, because I was going and watching all these performances where the choreographer made the music as well, and they were into electronic music, and I was just completely obsessed with it. So I began like researching electronic music and stuff. So I was kind of into some very niche and not mainstream music as I was growing up, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Any particular artists? Any particular names that you can?
Um like I love like Kate Bush and Björk and like sort of alternative
Yeah,
women. And then I love like electronic wise, like Burial, Four Tet, sort of those.
that makes sense. And I kind of heard hear kind of artists like Nicky and the Dove and people like that in there as well. And you're,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I love to like just listen to a ton of different things that are completely opposite ends of things, and then try to mash things together and just include loads of inspiration and stuff.
yeah. What comes first for you then? Actually, does, in a way, that do you, once you've got the sort of beat down and everything, or are you almost choreographing as you write? Do you know what I mean by
Um,
that?
yeah, yeah. The way when I'm making things on my computer, I always go off and I'm like kind of standing up and dancing around at the same time, because it's my way of like feeling the music, feeling the energy of it and stuff.
Yeah. Now look, in a couple of the little videos that you've done, etc. Notice that you actually bring the physical mic in there. Was that quite a deliberate stance? Because I quite like it. You know, the mic on the lead. A lot of people wouldn't do that. Do you know what I mean? Especially like these days, a lot of people go for like something like this, and they kind of hold it in their hand like that, and it's wireless. Or, but you've kind of got like the mic and the lead, and it's almost like that's part of the movement of the piece. Or
Yeah, I suppose so. Like I did a lot of musical theatre and I love like Liza Minnelli and stuff like that, and Chicago and that sort of stuff, you know? So I like to kind of perform in a distinctive way and like have things that are like repeated and mine, you know?
what are
So
you
I like to
writing?
just play around
What
with the lead and stuff.
you like to play? Yeah, you like to kind of
Yeah.
perform with the mic. You know, you're
Yeah.
one of those people. What are you writing at the moment? What are you working on?
Um, well, I finished an album. So I'm actually starting my second album, but I haven't released the first album yet, but yeah. Yeah.
What can we expect from that album?
Um, a lot of deep things, a lot of like going towards mainstream pop, but then kind of having a darker undertone, a lot of atmospheric stuff, um, some orchestral stuff like string sections and things like that. But the whole thing is like trying to take people into another world.
I
So
love that.
as a whole piece, it's meant to be going through like darkness and things like that, to freeing yourself to lightness. And yeah.
Yeah. Do you feel that it's got like a concept that runs across the whole thing? Then is it kind of a concept type album, or is it?
Yeah,
It is
I would
cool.
I would say there's a lot of different things in it, but it all kind of connects to each other and stuff.
Yeah, that's really interesting. And what can you have you got a title for it all yet, or have you not got to that stage?
I have a title for it, but I'm really desperate on keeping it a secret.
Oh,
Sorry, I just think it's really, really good, and I don't want anyone to know.
when do you plan to release it?
January.
January, right? So
Yeah,
we've all got the stay kind of put for January. How
yeah.
much? Once the album comes out, are you then touring with this? Are you gonna go and play this live places? Is like the live thing part of your remit?
Yeah, well, I've just started doing live. So I used to do like a lot of singer-songwriter stuff. So I've performed like that, but it's like my first time performing live electronically. But it's been going really well. So I've just been adding more and more to the future and
Cool.
stuff. So
What do- what
hopefully
does what does 2D Live look like at the moment? Is it you and Kit, etc., or is anybody else involved in that?
it's me and keys and then someone triggering and doing like live sampling and things like that, like proper
Yeah.
little like head down, super mysterious.
What about the dance element? Are you going to bring dance element strongly into the live then? And then if you're doing all of this other stuff, can you make that work with you doing the dance, or do you think you might need to bring in a dancer or something at some point?
I think it would be really cool to work with other people on stage, but it's just gonna be me.
Yeah,
And I think I'm very sort of expressive live, and I use my hands a lot and stuff, and I move around, and I'll go from like jumping around and like punching the air to like being all ethereal and graceful.
I love that. I love that. Where are you playing at the moment? Where geographically are you playing? Are you keeping it quite
Um,
local?
like kind of around London, sometimes like Guildford and just areas around. And then later this year, I'm planning on branching out and being able to perform in different places.
Cool. Is there if we can help you at the moment, if there are people listening that other musicians or whatever, is there a kind of dream as to where you'd love to play, or is there someone you would love to support?
Um, I would love to support Aurora, but I know that's like a
Oh,
very, very high level achievement. But one day I will.
have you seen her live?
Yeah, like 4 times.
4 times. Yeah.
Yeah,
Out of
she's
this world.
brilliant. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, yeah. I went to see her when she just released her first album, and I was like, "This is just insane, isn't it?"
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's insane.
yeah,
It's just
y
the atmosphere and everyone being together, and it's like a little community and stuff, it's really, really nice.
yeah. Have you ever talked to her? Have you ever got to speak to her and have a
I
conversation?
have.
Oh, wow, cool.
I went to like a signing at Banquet
Mm.
Records or something like that, and but I was like fangirling over her at that point, and
Oh,
when I went by myself, and when I walked up to her, I would like try to say something and nothing came out, and she was like sitting there like, "Oh, thank you for coming," and then I started crying because I was just like overwhelmed, and then I ran away from her.
oh my word. Well, look, we're gonna use that very sweet and beautiful clip of you saying that, and tag her in, and so obviously now, if you had the opportunity now to speak to her, would be the one question that you would ask her?
Um, oh, that's difficult.
If you like just sat there and you were like, okay, here's someone that I'd really admire. I want to get a bit of advice for what I can do as an artist from them. What would be the sort of leading thing that you would talk about?
Um, I suppose like how she developed all her like integrity and beliefs as an artist and how she's kind of stuck by that through so many years. I'd love to talk to her about that because I think she stands for so many things. And it's really beautiful. Every time I see her live, she's always mentioning all of these things and about being kind to the world and stuff like that. I think is really important. I'd love to talk about that with her.
Yeah, she's definitely. I mean, she's got very strong environmental beliefs, etc. And she's, she's really interested in, as you say, in sort of humans being better humans and
Yeah.
whatever as well. I just, no, I think that's a very good point. Well, look, if you're watching, and you've seen the clip, or one of your management has seen it, or please do get in touch. That would be marvelous. And do consider. Maybe a support slot in the future. That would be wonderful. You never know. We've made things happen like that on the show before now. Well, so you're already writing album number 2. So I've got to ask you, is album number 2 going to be very different and kind of a reaction to album number 1? Or is it your kind of sophomore album? Is it just a continuation of 1?
No, it's going to be completely different, but not in terms of sounds, in terms of concept. It's going to bring in a lot of new things, and a lot of like collaboration with people and stuff. Maybe bring in some guitars, because there's no guitars on this first one.
Right. Is that partly because you feel like you're developing as a person, you're growing up, as it were, you've got different things that are like on your mind compared with when how long ago was the first one started, if you like?
Exactly a year ago.
Oh, right. So you're writing quick as well.
Yeah. I tried to do like I tried to write 100 songs last year and stuff.
Really?
And then
Wow.
but then I hit like a point after I made the album where I was like, I cannot write anymore. And then I had like a 5-month break. And then now I've just started writing tons again.
That's cool.
But I feel like
that must feel quite good, actually, that you've gone through that experience as well, that because if you write intensely and you do a lot of work, etc., and then there's a break, there must always be a little bit of a concern in there that, I don't know whether this is going to come back. But for it to come back, you now know that can happen.
Yeah, I think it's just about going off and like trying to take in everything around you and research, and get inspiration from other people, because everything I write about is inspired by the world around me, whether that's through reading or if it's through visiting a place or speaking to people. A lot of my songs I've like written down like a line from someone's conversation that I've overheard, and I just thought it was a really interesting way to say something, and then I turn it into a story.
Yeah.
So I kind of go off, and then I have tons of notebooks. I kind of just go off and start writing tons of little lyrics and stuff like that. And then I start to put together sort of a concept, and that all the feeling of the music always comes before I actually make it.
Makes sense. I'll tell you, I know one of the best places ever to go in order to get those little lines. Seriously. Yeah, is service stations.
Service stations.
Service stations. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, and I actually wrote a draft script for a sort of radio comedy piece. Actually, it was based on service stations once. But the reason being is this: if you think about service stations, they're a really weird microcosm of society, because people come into that service station and they're just there for a couple of hours, and it's transitory, and then they go again. But they're coming from all over the place.
Yeah.
And they're kind of bringing their bit of their lives with them. So there's, conversations about, this is what we did this week, but also they're often going somewhere. Yeah. Because that's why they're off the motorway. So you get all the conversations about where they're going as well. I think it's brilliant. You get some really interesting conversations in service stations. You might think I'm completely mad for saying that, but
that makes sense. It's like that sort of stationary sort of weird where you have a direction, but then you've got sudden stillness and stuff. And
Yeah. Find yourself a lovely service station. We've got some beautiful service stations around here. Not so much around London, but certainly in the southwest, we've got some really nice ones. We've got some with like farm shop cooking in
yeah,
them, and
wow,
really nice. Yeah, exactly, and really nice tea and coffee, and they've even got like nice outside green areas as well with like bunny rabbits and ducks and geese and whatever, so you can go for a walk. But
yeah,
yeah, find just pop yourself on the service station like that and sit there for a few hours and make notes. It'd be great.
yeah, yeah, cool.
Where are you finding your biggest inspiration at the moment in terms of what's going on in the world?
Um, I guess I've been starting to. I went to Japan like
Wow.
yeah, a couple months ago.
Saw the mountains in the background in the one song. Yeah, that was brilliant.
Yeah. Well, I was in Egypt first, and then the second one I did whilst traveling was in front of Mount Fuji because
That's
I
the one.
managed to convince my hotel to let me film in their garden. So that was quite fun, but it was a bit cloudy, so it wasn't like you couldn't see it all or anything. But it was really fun to do. I love doing that sort of stuff. But I was like researching. I when I travel, I love to like go to unusual places or like trying to find little tiny coffee shops and stuff like that. And then I love to find like I love to ask people like what music they listen to and who they read and stuff like that. So I started to get into like haiku and stuff, poetry, and reading Japanese authors from like the 1800s and stuff.
Wow.
It was really nice, and it just started. It's very detailed of like describing things. So they've gone for like a page and a half about this one location, and it's they write so beautifully and stuff. It was really inspiring, and then after reading like 3 books or something, then I started to write songs and stuff for the second album.
I've read some really detailed sort of commentaries by both Katie Tunstall and Natasha Khan, Back for Lashes, about how they've travelled and, in terms of they needed that travel and to find a different place in order to bring forward the next project. It was
Yeah,
part of it, finding a different landscape, finding a different culture, kind of
yeah,
immersifying yourself in the journey was quite integral to some of their album writing. Do you feel like that might be you in the future? Do you think that you might be, as you develop as an artist, you might feel you need to travel somewhere and you might need to like
yeah,
that?
definitely. I feel
Yeah.
like it's all about trying to change perspective and processing the things that you feel, but also being able to try to understand things from multiple people's views and kind of put it together and stuff, and just widening your understanding of the world, I guess, and try to understand other people's cultures and stuff. And because
And I
there's
also,
so much beautiful things to see. So
sorry, yeah, but I also think it's an important part of what many artists can do for everybody else who are
yeah,
perhaps going through more not out of their choice, but a more mundane lifestyle, which
yeah,
is give them some form of window on escapism. Some form of the opportunity of difference that's out there.
yeah,
And I think that's an important thing that artists of all sorts, whether it's dance or music or visual art or whatever, can do for people, which is help them escape.
yeah, 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 definitely. I agree with that 100%.
Cool. Well, we're looking forward to escaping into your album, which we don't know what the title is. She
Nope.
knows. She knows. She's not telling. Right.
Yeah, keeping
But
it secret.
if people want to know, and when it lands, we'll be the first to know what's the best thing that they can do. Where do you want people to connect with you? So that where do you want to build your little fan base so that actually you can be part of TUUDI's little group when she does tell people that you'll be the first to know? Where will that be?
Instagram, for sure. It's gonna be. I do little like secret things, like I'll secretly release something a little bit early, or I'll give you little
Yeah.
hints of things before things happen and stuff. So I'll probably do like a little like game where I include the
Ooh.
title somewhere or parts of it, and then people can put it together or something.
I love that
Eventually.
bit of gamification. That's
Yeah,
nice. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Are you going to have your own broadcast channel? Have you got your own broadcast channel on
I
there?
haven't yet. No, I don't have enough followers, I don't think, for a
Well,
broadcast
that's
channel.
disgusting. Right, folks, can you please follow TUUDI so she's got enough followers to start a broadcast channel? Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be brilliant.
Let's get enough people in there for when the album's ready. We've got until now, from now to January, to get
Yeah,
enough people for a broadcast channel so that actually she can release this to the world in splendor.
yeah.
Fantastic. When's your next gig?
No, I'm just doing a bunch of like open mics at the moment because it's like new material, so I'm practicing
Cool.
it. And
Nice.
then maybe
Working
from
it up.
next month, I'm gonna be doing a ton of live stuff. But if you follow me, anyone's gonna know about it, like online. I'm just gonna be,
Cool.
it's gonna be in your face, you know.
Cool. Well, listen, we hope to get you down to the West Country sometime as well.
Yeah,
You know,
for sure.
any promoters around sort of Bristol, Exeter area, do take note. And as I say, well, we will make sure that we tag, you know, famous people in on this podcast to see if we can get you a support slot in the future. But it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much for
Yes, and
sharing a
you
little
too.
bit about your journey and your you know, your inspirations and your hopes for the future. Folks, this has been a wonderful TUUDI. Please, her music is fantastic. You will enjoy her Instagram as well. She does a lot of dancing, which I can't do because, as you all know, I can't dance.
Anyone can dance.
Well, yes, but some people can dance well, and some people can dance badly. But you're right. It's like singing. Everybody can sing. It's just some people you want to buy earplugs, and that's just life, isn't it? And so,
Yeah.
whoever you voted for today, whatever the outcome of that, remember the one thing you should vote for is for wonderful music, and please do vote for TUUDI today as well. She's standing for the TUUDI party, and she would like your vote. So please do go and support her, follow her on the Instagram, etc., so that we can share her music with the world. We will be back. Thank you so much for that today. We will be back soon with even more my music. If you've enjoyed this, please do go and share with your friends, your family, and everybody else that you know. And if you haven't liked it, then 28 minutes, 44 seconds of your day wasted. But don't worry, it's still better than a lot of the stuff on TV. Bye for now.